afternoon, councillors, staff and member of the gallery, and welcome to this extraordinary meeting of council. I'll call upon Councillor Robinson to give us a civic affirmation, please.
We, the councillors of the Armidale region, declare that we will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of our community and faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in us to the best of our skill and judgment.
We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. The Armidale regional community pays tribute to their love of land, love of people and love of culture.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. This meeting is being audio and video recorded, and the recordings of the non-confidential parts of the meeting will be made available on the internet. No other persons are permitted to record the meeting unless specifically authorised by council to do so. And just a reminder, if you could please set your mobile phones to silent. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Mr General Manager. We record today an apology from Councillor Connor, and it's because of her being caught up in the COVID restrictions, and I talked to her this morning and she wishes us well in our deliberations. Are there any disclosures of interest? No. If not, there's two items to be determined on the business paper today. The first at 5.1 on page 3, Integrated Planning and Reporting, adoption of the 21-22 operational plan and budget.
I'll move.
So Councillor Bailey is moving adoption of the officer's recommendation, which is on page 3, parts A, B and C. Is there a second? A second at Councillor Morat. Your motion, Councillor.
Mr Mayor, this is in line with what we've all been working for, which is financial responsibility and forecasting and showing what we're trying to achieve. It's only by achieving a stringent budget that we can get ourselves back on a fair footing. You think you're over something, and I'll quote one example. The COVID challenge was improving airport revenue. Now we're going back into it for another time. That will have a negative impact on our airport revenue, just as we thought we might get a kick in the budget. But hopefully with less retrenchments, that financial position will improve, and with less overruns due to the stringent new systems the GM is bringing on board, we'll get back into the budget and get back into the black and have some wins along the way. So I have much pleasure in moving the adoption of the motion.
Thank you, Councillor. The second to wish to speak to the motion? He doesn't.
I support Councillor Bailey. Well, did I work? Just support Councillor Bailey's comments.
Thank you. Councillor Robinson in opposition?
Oh, well, it could be either, but I'll
I need to know whether you're speaking in opposition or what you're doing, please.
Well, it's both. So can I just? But you're allowed to speak to the item whether it's in opposition or not. You don't have to define it, as far as I know.
If you wish to speak,
I wish to speak.
I'll give you that opportunity now. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, I'm really, really pleased about the responses to the submissions.
I think it might. I can't understand you. You can take your mask off to speak if you wish.
Okay, I'm really pleased.
That's better.
About the responses to the submissions, providing a layman's translation to the accounts that will help our residents understand recurring income and expenditure, the costs of asset maintenance and the capital and employee costs of new assets and how they have been funded. That's a really great outcome. And also positive about this budget is the fact that all the councillors listened to the community and how much they were hurting, and for that reason we didn't support the special rate variation. And it's really, really sad, although as Councillor Bailey says, it was essential because of the difficult position we're in and the restrictions on us, that we have no choice to accept all the other increased proposals, such as a $50 increase in the water charge, $35 increase in the sewer charge, $25 increase in waste collection, and a $5 increase in landfill operations. And it's interestingly, when you add all this up, I've worked out that is actually at least 10% of my ordinary rates. And these are charges that aren't related to the size of the property or how much water you use. And of course, as everybody knows, three councillors did try to offset at least the increase in the water charges by a $1 decrease in the consumption charge. But unfortunately, we didn't get general support for that. So what I think we have to do is look to the future. And we've heard, for example, that we're going to get 100% funding for raising the Malthus wall, even when it was projected to cost $90 million. So perhaps some of that money that won't be needed can be directed towards 100% funding of other water safety and security projects or water saving devices. So let's hope for success in our grant applications so that perhaps some of these increases in the future might be reversed in later years. And let's also hope for success in our grant applications for some of the other important community projects that have been put on hold. As well as seeking new infrastructure, we need to seek funding for social infrastructure that might play an even greater part in making our community a happy and healthy place to live. So with that, I will support the budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Are there other speakers? I don't think there's a need of right of reply, Councillor Bailey. Therefore, I'll put the motion on page 3, and it's on your screen in 3 parts. All those in favour? To the contrary, carried unanimously. We move now to the second item of business, which is on page 19, and it's the making of rates and charges for 21-22 financial year. And the recommendation here goes from page 19 right through to page 24, and it's items A to K inclusive. I'm looking for a mover to set the rates. Councillor Gladley and Councillor Morat. This is something, as you know, we must do by the 30th of June, and it follows on from the adoption of the operational plan and budget, which we've just done. Is there any need to debate this matter?
No, I'm happy to go along with the recommendations. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't detect any opposition. I propose to put the motion, which is items A to K in your business paper. All those in favour? To the contrary, carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors. There are no matters of an urgent nature that I'm aware of, so I declare closed at whatever time it is, 5:38, the extraordinary general meeting, and thank you for your attendance. Wish you a safe trip home.